Welcome to our new total body conditioning program using the dynamic end ball. Here's our warm-up. We're warming up our back in a cat and cow and a shoulder extension to get our body ready for a 30-minute workout using every muscle in the body. You round your back into the cat, you lengthen your spine, you come up and you breathe. Now we're going to roll over our calf to warm up our calf and hamstring, and then we add a twist to warm up our back. Bring it high and you push out into your hands. Always have tension between the hands and keep the tube straight. Do the same on the other side. Your front knee is bent, your back leg is long, and you roll over your foot. You bend your elbow into a biceps curl, and then you go right into a rotation. Let your eyes follow your hands so you rotate your entire spine. Breathe in as you come up, breathe out as you rotate. Here's the first workout exercise. It's the lat pull. We're doing 8 repetitions on the right side, and then we do the same on the left side. Note that the upper arm is your anchor, and the upper arm is still, while the lower arm that holds the ball is the moving arm, and that is the arm that pulls down and works the lats. Breathe in as you come up, breathe out as you come down, moving into a wide squat or second position. From here, we transition into a long lunge. We're pulling the arm back, we're working upper back, posterior deltoid muscle. Our front arm is our anchor. It stays straight in front of the shoulders, while our back arm pulls straight back. About 8 repetitions. We do the same on the other side. Know that your feet are about hip width apart, stability, and allow for a solid stance. We do a couple of repetitions with our upper body first, and then we add legs. Now we're going into a wide squat, and we push the end ball forward, working our chest and the front deltoids, the front of our shoulders. It's a total body workout, working the lower body, the legs, hips, and core muscles, included in the abs, as well as the chest muscle. You anchor the strap in the opposite hand on the opposite hip, and then you push the ball straight forward. Use your breathing. Breathe out as you push forward. Breathing helps not just to give you oxygen, but also to engage all core muscles. The next exercise works the triceps, the back of your arm. The end ball is easy to hold, and the tube has the perfect length to strengthen your arm. We have a slight stance forward, about 45 degrees. We keep the ribs together to engage the abs. Now the second exercise for the same muscle group, so the triceps, is an overhead extension. You keep the lower arm still while the upper arm stretches out. Keep your arm really close to your head so you go straight up. And then you do the same on the other side. Keep the movement forward controlled, so you're working concentrically and eccentrically. You're moving as you push back and as you come back forward. It doesn't take a lot of repetitions to feel the exercise in the back of your arm and tone the arm. Here's the second variation, same muscle group, a different exercise. Notice that your palm is turning up towards the ceiling. That gives you the opposite position for your arm. About 8 repetitions, and that's all that's needed. Now we're going to work the front. The strap goes underneath one foot, and we're working the biceps, the front of your arms. Shift your weight slightly forward into the front foot and make sure your upper arm is still to concentrate on that muscle group. Breathe out as you come up. We have a bar sequence. We go halfway up. And then we go into smaller pulses to really tone the muscle. Rotate to the outside. The biceps is still working, and we're rotating into the shoulders. Do the same on the other side. So we start with a full range of motion. Notice that your upper body stays still. We're focusing only on moving the lower arm. We go into a half range. Palm is facing up. And then we pulse into smaller motions. Let's do about 8 each. That is enough to tone the muscle. Now you rotate to the outside. You can show it from the back so you see how your shoulder blade is moving. And that is a superset for your biceps muscles. Now we center the end ball in front of our body for upright rows. It doesn't matter if your right foot or left foot is forward, as long as your foot that holds the strap is in the center of your body. Keep your upper body straight up. Breathe out as you lift and breathe in as you come down. Now to train our shoulders, we go into a different stance. One knee is on the floor, the other leg is forward. You push straight up. And this is quite an intense exercise and a great training to strengthen your shoulders. Try to go through the full range of motion of this exercise. Now we go back to a wide squat. We're pulling our arm up and we're working the upper back and the rear deltoid. Notice that one leg is still and the other leg bends. Now we add a rotation. We keep the ball in both hands. We move from our center, from our hips, and use our abdominals. An excellent workout for our obliques. And now we go to the other side, working the upper back and the rear deltoids. Shifting the weight from one side to the next. And make sure your elbows come up to the height of your shoulders. Now grab the ball with both hands and rotate. Let your whole body rotate so your body is one unit. From here, we're anchoring the strap around our foot. Stretch our leg out. It's a knee extension. We're working our quadriceps, working our hip flexors. And now I rotate the leg out and we're working our inner thighs. So you're toning your entire leg with this sequence of exercises. Shift your weight forward, extend your leg back, and you're working your glutes and your hamstrings. And as you have balance training included, you also work your core muscles. As you push your leg back, you focus on your glutes. You press through your heel, you stretch your leg all the way out. Try to keep your eyes focused on one spot that is not moving. We work the inner thighs, now we work the outer thighs. I anchor the ball on the opposite hip. Stretch the same arm out so we have assistance for balance. Try to keep your body upright and try to look forward at a spot that is not moving. We do the same sequence on the other side, starting with our quadriceps, extending our knee out. And then you turn your leg out for inner thighs. You press through the heel and you keep your body upright. Notice that the standing leg is also working, so this is a total body exercise. Extend your leg back. Notice that Iko, who's on the right side, has a more advanced version. He's stretching his arm all the way out and works his shoulder in addition to his glutes and hamstrings. Now bending the knee, stretching the leg all the way out, and pressing through the heel. You only need about 8 repetitions to feel the exercise. Working your outer thighs, balancing, keeping the glutes and inner thighs of your standing leg engaged, keeping the body upright and balancing. Now we start to do some work on the floor. We start with work for the legs as well. You're laying on your back and stretch the leg out, and it's an extension in your hips, working glutes and hamstrings. I reach my arms up, and as I do this, I add the work out for my shoulders. Notice that the body is still, so the core muscles are firing up, keeping the body in the same position. Now I anchor the ball on the opposite hip, stretch the leg out and work the outer thighs. Note that the hips are not moving, they're staying stable. By changing the anchor to the same hip and moving the leg across, you work the inner thighs. Now take the ball into your hands, come all the way up, give yourself a stretch for the back, and then change to the other leg and do the same. Note that if your hamstrings are tight, bend your opposite knee to really get the full workout of the leg that's moving. I keep my arms up, work the shoulders. Keep your foot slightly pointed so the strap stays around the shoe. Now we're anchoring on the opposite hip. Move the leg to the outside and work our outer thighs. And then we change. Same hand, move your leg across. In this position, your opposite leg has to be stretched out. And just use the range of motion that you have without moving your hips. Your hips stay completely still. It's a Pilates-based exercise using and training your inner thighs. To get up, bend your knees, come on up, stretch your back. And now we're going to do some core exercises, some ab exercises. Starting, stabilizing through the core And then we add the arms for some shoulder work, deltoid work. Now we come up, curl up, and release. It's an abdominal curl. While we curl up, we hold the arms still, we breathe out, and then breathe in, releasing the arms. Reaching up, breathing out, curling up, and release. Always feel that your ribcage stays close together. You pull your belly button to the spine. You get the most out of this exercise. I bend my knees to come up, quick stretch for your back. And now we come onto our elbows and our knees. You kick your leg back, another great workout for your glutes and for your thighs. We're stabilizing our body and train the core. You can bring your foot back behind your hips, maybe even a little bit higher if your back can stay in a neutral position. Try to kick through your heels and extend your leg all the way out. Second exercise, we bend the leg. We're working quads and hamstrings. Now we come back. We stretch into an extended child's pose. And then we do the same on the other side. Stay on your elbows to help your back stay in a neutral position. Close your rib cage and pull your belly button to the spine during the entire exercise. The first exercise focuses on glutes and thighs, pushing through the heels in a full range of motion. And now we're bending the knee. We're focusing on hamstrings and quads and thighs. And then give yourself a nice stretch for your back, for your glutes, and your legs. Good. The next exercise is a fabulous stretch for your hamstrings. We use the weight of our arms and pull slightly on the tube to assist with stretching the back of the legs. Now we stretch the outer thighs, the lower back, and the chest. As your leg goes over to the left side, your arms stretch out to the right side. And notice that I turn my palm up to give it a deeper stretch for the chest. We change hands. We move the leg over to the other side, the outside. It helps to keep your hand on your left hip to ensure that your hip is not moving. Now we go into a figure 4 stretch. We loop the band around. Keep the ball in the hand. Keep the ball right on top of your belly button. And with the loop, you pull your leg in a lot closer, getting a stretch for your piriformis, a deep muscle in your hips. And let's do the same on the other side. Starting out, use the weight of your arms with a very slight pull to stretch your hamstrings. To intensify the stretch, breathe in and stretch your legs out, and as you exhale, relax your muscles and go a little bit deeper into the stretch. Now cross over towards your right side, turn your left palm up and look towards your left side, so you have a rotation in your entire spine. Every time you exhale, go deeper into the stretch and relax your muscles. Do the same on the other side, using your breath. And notice that your right hand is on your right hip, ensuring that your hip stays grounded, anchored. Extend your left leg, maybe turn your toes slightly closer to the floor if you want to go deeper into the stretch. Now we loop the band around. Keep the ball in both hands. And as you pull your leg in, you give yourself a great stretch for your deeper hip muscles. Now we focus on stretching the quadriceps. Place the ball behind you, hold the ball with both hands, bend your upper knee and stretch your lower leg out. You can move it slightly forward to have a balance for this dynamic stretch. Do a little bit of a classic rotation. We can loop the ball around to give us more stability for our hips. Notice that you turn towards your bent knee. You use your breath every time you inhale, your back gets longer. On your exhale, you rotate further through your rib cage, shoulders, and head. Then we go into a forward stretch, stretching into our hamstrings, into our lower back. And then focusing on the hamstrings a bit more as we lift our legs up, as we stretch our arms up, and as we lengthen through our spine. And then we do the same on the other side. Make sure the loop is around your upper leg. Move your lower leg slightly forward. You can either keep it bent or stretch it out for more intensity. Gently pull your upper foot into the loop so you always have a bit of contraction in that leg while you move the leg further back. Again, your hips are perfectly still and your body stays in a neutral position. Now we rotate. We try to keep our back long. We stretch our back out after this rotation in a neutral position. And now we lift our leg up. We stretch our arms all the way up. We breathe in, lengthen our back. Breathe out, release your leg and go quicker, deeper into that stretch. Another benefit of having a ball is ending with a myofascial release. Myofascia is our connective tissue that connects our entire body. And sometimes some adhesions come in, they glue together, and once we release it, our muscle can work perfectly. So now we're rolling up and down our outer thighs. We have a band called IT band that often has adhesions. And as we roll the ball, we're letting go of them and we're releasing the muscle into its full function. You can go with the fibers, rolling up and down. You can go across the fibers, rolling forward and back. If you find a spot that is a little bit more sensitive, that's probably a spot that needs more attention. Just stay there for a bit and let the ball make its way into the tissue. Now we're coming up. We're rolling around our hips and allowing the connective tissue in our hips to be released. You do about 4 or 5 circles in one direction, 4 or 5 circles in the other, and then you bicycle your legs. Reverse the bicycle, and the ball stays in one position to give us a deeper opening. Let's do the same on the other side. Tight hip flexors are very common for athletes, so giving them a myofascial release is a huge help to release adhesions and to let the muscle function fully again. And we went with the fibers first, now we're going across the fibers. Always listen to your body and see where you need the ball to be placed to get the optimal effect. Move the ball back and circle around our hips, around our glutes where the hip muscles are placed. You want to give yourself about 4 or 5 circles into one direction, and then you change. Here's our imaginary bicycle. The ball stays in one position, and moving your legs allows the ball to move itself deeper into our tissue and release the myofascia, the connective tissue. We come back into a seated position, and that is the end of our workout. Start training today and get top results tomorrow.